In a world that often tells us that more is better, that achievement is everything, and that a side hustle is something that everybody needs to have, I'd like to offer an alternative perspective that maybe less is what we all need this year. I'm Dr. Richard McKinnon. I'm a chartered psychologist and coach. And on this channel, I share insights from the world of psychology to help you be your best self. This time of year, January, we're often focused on what we're going to do this year in terms of goals, in terms of changes that we want to make. And I don't want to play down the utility of goals. It's really helpful if we set well-intentioned, values-aligned goals. They can help us get to where we want to be. But there's a risk, isn't there, based on what the media says, that it's all about big goals, big changes, more, an achievement. In addition to goals, one thing I always like to do at the beginning of the year is set a theme for my year. And this gives me a touch point. I'm able to come back to this theme, this phrase, to remind me, what is it I wanted to do with this year? Or how did I want to be this year? So in the past, I've really focused on bringing more simplicity into my life. I've focused on more sustainability in my life. I've focused on more focus in my life, more intention, right? These are themes, but it gives me a chance each day when I have my options in front of me to consider which of these fits better with this theme. And there's no right or wrong here. It's just giving me a chance to pause and reflect before I act. And inserting a pause between stimulus and response is what being intentional is all about. So I thought I would share my theme with you at this start of the year, now that we're a little over the initial excitement of New Year's resolutions and we're grappling with the reality of a January that frankly hasn't been so great on the weather front or the news front. And instead say, maybe instead of more, maybe instead of achievement, maybe instead of big scary goals, this could be a year of less. You're under no obligation to jump into this with me, but I'm offering it as an alternative. What could my year of less look like? The things I've been thinking about include fewer automatic yes responses when I'm asked to do something interesting, exciting, or asked by someone I really respect, do I want to get involved? Because it's so easy to find ourselves overwhelmed with responsibilities or obligations or just projects. So I want to do more of inserting the give me a moment to think about that. Let me check my existing commitments. Let's see what's in the schedule. I also want to have less of the comparisons. You know, our minds are great at comparing us to other people, and a trap I've often been guilty of. And I know I'm not alone, but I've often been guilty of comparing myself to others in the professional sphere. How are they doing? Am I doing as well as that? And of course, as they say, comparison is the thief of joy. I'm never going to feel good about my own work, about my own business, if I'm constantly pointing to the ways that I'm falling short compared to others. And of course, these comparisons are really too simple. They're not comparing everything about me with everything about them. I'm focusing on some of their outputs, and I'm comparing it to all of my thoughts and emotions and everything else that's going on inside of me. Another thing I really want to put into action in my year of less is to stop jumping into new ideas and trying to bring them to life as soon as I have them. I have had a terrible habit in the past of, yes, coming up with what I think are great ideas, but then trying to do them all at the same time and then feeling overwhelmed or feeling disappointed that I can't bring them all to fruition. So I really want to narrow this down and focus on a few essentials this year till I make some progress on them and then pick up another project. And having started the year that way, it's brought a real clarity and it's helped me feel more engaged with the work that I'm doing and have fewer of these thoughts about why aren't you doing this? Why can't you move this forward? And at a very personal level, one of the things that I want to zone in on across this year is simply less stuff. You know, we live, or at least I live, in a very consumerist society. Society tells us more things will make you happy. And in fact, what I really value when I reflect on it is experiences, not objects. Time with people I care about, going to places to see new things, to experience new food, new views, new cultures. Living with more stuff quickly gets quite stressful. Where am I going to put it? Is it living up to everything that was promised to me when I bought it? And in particular, the impulsive purchases. Oh yeah, that's on sale. I'll get that. Did I even want it to begin with? This is a question I ask myself all the time. This is only a bargain if it's something I really wanted to begin with. So a year of less is a nice broad way of looking at this as a theme, but it's also something that I'm confident you could interpret into your own life in a way that makes it helpful for you. You might need to buy some more stuff for your new home. That's fine, but you might want to scale back on commitments you're making in your community because it's all a bit too much. Or you might want to really zone in on one important career project this year and not try and accomplish everything. It's very flexible, and this is the nature of these themes. You can take it and make it work across the quarter, across the month, or in the moment when you're presented with some options. Simply asking yourself, is this something that enables me to live my year of less? So I'd love to know what you think about this. I'd love to know if you're putting a theme into action this year, what that theme is, what the year has been like so far in terms of the changes that you want to make. As ever, drop your thoughts, your comments, your suggestions, your critiques in the comments below, and share this video with someone in your professional or personal network who you think maybe overcommits themselves or is looking to achieve something this year. This might be a valuable alternative to that kind of big, scary goal approach.